Journalist Marcelo Gomez was Monica's friend, longtime friend, and Daniel Lue knew Bruce Beresford Redmond. He was a contestant on Survivor Amazon. Good morning to you both, gentlemen.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Marcelo, I'd like to talk first a little bit about the victim here, Monica, your friend of 17 years. What would you like us to know about her?
I only have good things to talk about Monica. I've known her since I arrived to the United States, and it's a major blow for our community. She's definitely an icon to the Brazilian community in Los Angeles. Everybody knows her. Who doesn't know Zabumba?
Zabumba?
And,
is that what they call her?
No, Zabumba is her restaurant.
Ah.
Is the name of her restaurant.
When you first...
The Brazilian...
I'm sorry, go ahead. When you first heard that Monica was missing, what came to your mind?
I just thought she would show up with a bad headache and was nothing. And when we heard the reality, it was like, we couldn't even believe. We still don't believe, you know. Her restaurant is just across the street from my office, and you just feel she's, you know, her presence still there, you know.
I know that we never really know what happens behind closed doors in a marriage, but from your observations, Marcelo, with her and Bruce, what kind of marriage did they have?
Well, it's hard to say. I'm not really close to the couple. From what I know him, and I could be wrong, I don't know the story, but he seems an outstanding guy. He's a good person, as far as I know. The other day, I just showed up to their restaurant. They were remodeling it, and, well, he was holding a hammer and doing, you know, work. And he's a producer. He doesn't need that. I think he's a guy down to earth. I don't see him as a murderer, but I say I don't know.
Right. Let me ask Daniel, because, Daniel, you do know Bruce quite well. You were a contestant on Survivor Amazon, which he produced. What were your impressions of him? Are you surprised that he is under suspicion for this crime?
Oh, I was shocked. I mean, we're a Survivor family, and we just had our 10th anniversary party celebration in January. And when I knew him, he was just a cool, even-tempered type of guy, you know? And you have to be a producer on Survivor, you know? You're dealing with a lot of hungry, cranky Survivor contestants. And, you know, when I got voted off, he was very encouraging to me. He hung out with us, and, yeah, he's just not that type of person.
Daniel, Marcelo, thank you. I want to bring in CBS News legal analyst Lisa Bloom as well. Lisa, he is under arrest for murder, or under suspicion at this point for murder in Mexico. What are his rights under Mexican law, and do they differ from charges here in this country?
Well, that's right, Maggie. He's been detained and released, and they can do that in Mexico for up to 48 hours at a time. If he is arrested, he has the right to be charged within 72 hours in front of a judge. And in some ways, Mexico does give the same rights as U.S. courts. He has the right to an attorney of his choosing. He has the right to remain silent. He has the sort of speedy trial rights, the right to have this case brought in front of a judge for trial within about 1 year. But Amnesty International is issued a blistering report about the Mexico criminal justice system just a couple of years ago. It is notoriously corrupt. The jails, they say, are unsanitary, violent, and overcrowded. You certainly do not want to be arrested in Mexico, that's for sure.
Do you think that Mexican authorities will pay special attention and handle this especially carefully because it's getting so much attention in this country?
Absolutely. I think the glare of the media has to help him. Some of the practices that we hear about in Mexico, I think, are less likely if there is attention brought to this case. But bottom line is that he is in another country. It is their criminal justice system that will govern this case, not ours. The FBI can step in if Mexico authorities ask them to, but they don't have the right to step in. Their laws are going to govern. If he is ultimately arrested and convicted and sentenced, he would have the right to be brought back to a U.S. prison to serve his sentence, and there's no death penalty in Mexico if he's charged of a homicide. That would be one advantage for him, and sentences are typically shorter there than they are here.
All right, Lisa Bloom, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.